Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Canadian Starships live stream here tonight. My name is Andrew, and we are building 650 scale Enterprise Ds. Ken is here. Hi, Ken.
Hello. How are you tonight?
Not too bad. Didn't get a chance to say hi to you before. So,
yeah, sorry I was late.
Welcome to the live stream tonight. We are working on Enterprise details, specifically Enterprise decals. So, yeah, I've got some stuff to show before we get started. And I've got the mobile camera on my phone here ready to go. I have my tea, Earl Grey, hot with me tonight. And I'm ready to go. Who else is here? Let's see. We have, it's Kay today with a... I'm surprised that shows up in StreamYards on the screen. And we've got Hobby Time 2098 saying hi, guys. Who's that?
That's Gordon.
Gordon, right? I knew you'd have you have all the names. I'm horrible with all the names, so here we go. Let's see. Next Wave Faith. Hello, everybody. I'm new to the chat, but I'm a huge, big fan of Star Trek. Well, welcome to the live stream. I hope that whatever we end up doing tonight, you enjoy. We're working on Enterprise decal details tonight. So let's see. Ken's Model Shop is here. Good evening. And Ken says, hi, Ken. That makes sense.
Hi, Ken.
And hey to everyone. Let's see. Keith is here. Says hi to me and to Ken. I was about to say says hi to Andrew and Ken, but I'm Andrew, so that's weird if I'm speaking about myself in the third person. And Ben's here. Says yo. Next Wave Faith says I'm new to the channel. Well, welcome so much. If you're new to the channel or you haven't done so yet, you can hit the subscribe button, and you will not miss out on any of the content. There's lots of content there, and we live stream here pretty much every Saturday night. Cosmic Quest Hobbies is here. Good evening. How's
That's
it going?
Jeff.
See, I will not remember the names. It's hard to remember the names. Names are hard, you know, because we look for things that make us go. Michael Fontana is here saying hi. Jody's here. I remember Jody's name. Yeah. But I'm bad at names. Bob, my producer here, can attest to that. So
that's right.
And yeah,
Gordon again.
Ken made it tonight. I'm gonna star us right there so I don't forget where we left off. So yeah, we are working on Enterprise decals tonight. So might as well show you the ship and show you all of the escape pod decals have been added to the escape pod painting on here. So the escape pods on the upper portion of the ship are complete. And I'm going to grab my mobile camera here.
Next Wave Faith says, growing up, I used to do Star Trek models, but nothing like the kind you're doing.
Same. Used to make them on my parents' rec room floor while watching TNG on on VHS, taped off the TV. So let me swing over here. Oh, you don't want to see the mess. You want to see the model. So here are those decals sitting on top of the painted escape pods. If I run underneath here, you can see the painted escape pods without the decals on. So that's what they look like there. And so far, 174 of these things are on the ship.
That's a lot of decaling.
So if you've ever wondered how many escape pods are just on the upper level, 174. Number 174 is sitting right here. We've gotten a logical kind of, and I'm just going to move the desk around here a little bit.
I just want to quickly say, is anybody else hearing the occasional audio glitch from Andrew?
Ooh, I was
It's
being muted
happened
on.
Twice that I've heard.
I've been. I was muted on HTM last night, automatically for some reason.
Okay, well, I just heard two just very short, very small audio glitches.
Okay.
You know, within the Okay, yeah, Ben's agreeing. Yeah, he had a few glitches so far.
Okay, well, things seem to be stuttering a little bit.
Yeah, with the video, it's a little
Video-wise,
stuttery.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but the phone is on Wi-Fi, so that might be the case there.
Right.
So, just want to point out, we've gone with the logical numbering system. So we've got, we're doing the escape pods, front to back, top to bottom. Starboard, odd numbers. Port side, even numbers. So on the starboard side here, we've got 1, 3, 5, and then we jump down to the next level, 7, 9, 11, 13. It goes all the way around, and then picks back up at the front here, goes all the way around, and then picks back up at the front piece here, goes all the way around. And so we're going to keep that convention all the way through the ship. The other decal detail I want to show you tonight is the sensor band.
Nice. Jody says, "Yeah, I really like the sensor bands around the outside, around the outside."
So that's a custom decal. So are the escape pod hatches here, the numbered escape pod hatches. They're all custom decals I've designed here in the shop and printed, and am putting on. And if I grab this, you can see all the lines of sensor band decals I've got printed out here, and there's a few extra escape pods up there too. So
nice.
That's where we're at. We're going to start by finishing off the sensor bands tonight. I'm not sure how much you'll actually be able to see the application of that, since the camera is way up there. It's almost hitting the ceiling in order to get as much of the model in to frame as possible. But we're going to finish, at least finish the ones on the saucer and maybe on the secondary hull. And then we're going to move on to a bunch of the markings on the top portion of the ship. Let me switch back here, and that'll be a bit more of a stable camera for us tonight. I've run into a problem, Ken.
And what's that?
Well, I think I was mentioning to you that
the airbrush issue
will not spray anymore.
Okay.
It will sometimes spray cleaner, and that's it.
Right.
Nothing else will come out, and I have no idea why. I've played with the I've cleaned it out. I've played with the variable needle placement, because I can vary how far forward or how far back the needle is. I've played with all of that. I've looked it over. I've checked it all over, and I cannot figure out at all why it is no longer spraying.
Right.
Then this one is also no longer spraying. Slightly different issue with this. Hardly any air is coming out of this one.
Okay.
And I can't figure out why. I've swapped parts. I've interchanged parts. I've interchanged valves and different things. I've swapped the needles and the needle mechanism inside everything. And I cannot figure out why these do not work anymore. I've also not heard back from Ken at Badger. I've sent probably 5 follow-up emails since he sent me the first email asking how he could help, and I have not heard back from them. I have a brand new airbrush coming on Tuesday. It won't arrive till Tuesday. courtesy of Ken last week. We were talking about airbrushes and my airbrush woes last week, and Ken just went and ordered me one. So it's arriving on Tuesday. But the problem I have is I need to get clear coat on the bottom of this. I've got some, but it's not enough because it's right now it's more of a satin finish on it, and I want the gloss finish for the decals. So what I've done, because I have all day Monday to work on it. It's my normal day off. And then I have all day Tuesday because I have Tuesday in lieu of the Monday holiday. And I don't, and you can see this clock ticking away up here. I cannot risk losing 2 full days of work on this thing because of these things.
Right.
So I went on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered a cheap burner airbrush.
Ah, there you go.
I don't care if it only lasts long enough to get the clear coat on the bottom of this thing.
Right.
I don't care if it gums up, if it dies, if it breaks, if it whatever. The cheap, like the money I'm spending on the cheap airbrush is basically just I need to get it done now cost of doing business.
And it's unfortunate that you don't have a hobby shop around you anymore, because you could have either A, looked for an airbrush there, or B, even just a rattle can of a hobby coat.
Yeah. So like you have to be, and you have to be so careful with rattle can clear coats. Test and test and test, because
I think it's the Tamiya flat coat is notorious for ruining decals.
Well, and you can have an issue of if your clear coat doesn't interact nicely with your paint, then you can get some serious orange peeling going on. I'm just going to quickly take a look at this over here, the chat. We've got Jody saying hi to Russ, and Russ, not Jeff. Next week, Faith says, growing up, I used to do, we already read that.
Yep.
And says, my favorite TV show is the original Star Trek, and the episode is Trouble with Tribbles. That's always a very common one. You know, my first, I might have mentioned this before on stream, but my first episode of the original series I ever saw was Cat's Paw.
Okay.
Not the greatest one to come in on, but also it's not Spock's brain, so
very And the cool thing about the Trouble with Tribbles episode, outside the space station, they actually used a 18-inch model.
Did they use the AMT model?
Yep. As a background through a port window or something when they were in the ship.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah.
One of those.
I've got a couple of those here. I've got a couple of K7 space stations as well. Let's see. Ben says, yeah, a few glitches so far. Okay, well, hopefully those will settle out. Jody says, I really like your sensor bands around the outside, around the outside, around the outside.
I read that, yeah.
Okay. Alan Kelly is here and says, good evening. Well, welcome. Ben says, do decals for the lateral sensor array. That's some next level detail. So where is it? I can pull it up. So what I was basically, I'll show you what I was basing it off of here. Let me just find that, and I'll try not to play any of the video so YouTube does not take issue with it. Okay, I'm going to mute the audio on it just in case it does play. Let me big this on my screen and then throw this up here. So let's skim forward here. Basically, I took all of the Enterprise D shots from Generations and compiled them together into one clip so that I could reference them. And this is the shot I was referencing.
Nice.
So I saw that there were five ovals, and with lines in between the five. Oval 1, 3, and 5 had a line down the middle, and it looks like you can kind of see here, it kind of looks like there's lines here and lines here. And so that's what I basically replicated. Now, I'm going to grab a photo that somebody posted in response to one of my Facebook posts here. Let me just save the image. Where is it? Okay, it's saving to my pictures. One moment, please. Please stand by. Okay, and then I will throw this up here. Somebody sent me this picture.
Okay, yeah.
Where you can actually see a lot of that detail.
Yeah.
And so I didn't quite get it exactly right, but I've never seen this photo of this before. So, but you can see the dividing lines, and you can see how there's the line that goes down. So I think I got it fairly close. So I'm happy with how I got that. So,
and you've been dashed.
What?
Yeah, I don't have any control over.
Whoa!
Yeah, I don't have any way of playing anything like that.
I don't have that right now. Let's see. We'll get there in a moment. Jody says, I was just about to ask how long you made each piece of sensor. I basically made it long enough to fit on the page, and I'm just chopping it up and fitting it in. And I've got them in the five segments, so I can just chop it wherever I need to.
Ricardo is here.
Ricardo says, hello, Andrew, Ken, and everyone here. Sounds like it needs new O-rings. Do you think that's the problem?
That very well could be if you're having issues with air.
Because I've also swapped because these are both the same. They're the same airbrush, right? So I've swapped the valves as well. I think I might have one O-ring. I can replace the O-ring tonight on camera. If you want me to replace the O-ring, and we can give that a try.
Usually there's more than one, though, unfortunately.
As far as I know, I mean, people who are smart can Google it and let me know, but I think there's one. As far as I know, in the Badger Crescendo 175, I think there's one.
I guess there would be other seals, but not necessarily O-rings.
So Jody says a hole in the air hose. Well, the thing is, I get lots of air out of this one. I don't get lots of air out of this one, but neither of them are spraying. So I don't know. And Alan Kelly says, I concur. Sounds like an O-ring. And let's see. Ben says, Andrew, per our conversation in the last live stream, here is a reminder to make a few sets of windows and escape pod masks for Wonderfest. I and several others will definitely purchase them. Yeah, okay. I will try to remember to do that, and I suppose I might best make some print some decal sheets for the escape pods as well. So I've got some. I've run out of decal paper, but I've got some new decal paper coming in. Jody says I have the K7 station. I'm going to make it into a ship. Of course you are. You're going to do something crazy and wonderful with it, aren't you? Michael Fontana says, do you only build Star Trek models? No, I do. Well, right now, I'm in the Star Trek world right now, and a lot of the kits I have around me are Star Trek kits, and I really love Star Trek kits. Donnie is printing for me an Orville kit, so I will be doing that at some point. And I might, I'm seriously considering doing a Stargate Daedalus class ship, which would be really cool. But I've got to fit them in the schedules, right? So Faith says, Have you done a Star Trek Deep Space Nine model? And if so, would you do a very large Deep Space Nine model? I would do a large Deep Space Nine model if it was an accurate model. I haven't done a DS9 model in recent years. I've got several copies of the kit here in stock, and I will definitely do it and light it and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't done a DS9 model since the model first came out, when DS9 first came on the air. And Dash, whoa, play it. I don't have the asset right now. I don't have it. I think we might need to come up with a brand new one anyway. So let's see.
Trent is here. He
Trent's
says,
here.
Yeah, Trent says, hey, Andrew and Ken.
Welcome. Let's see. Yo, you crazy modelers, from Howard. And Ben says, I was researching the rim for a possible 10-4 Picard's quarters diorama, and basically they've never built two models with matching rims, so pick any one you like. Yeah. The 6-foot studio model and the 4-foot were different, and they redid the 6-foot studio model for Generations and added the proper windows in for that. Dash says, those two look like they are ovals, but they are not. A added notch looks like they are divided by the center if you look. Okay. Well, I've done them as best as I could do. Keep in mind they're also only 1.97 millimeters tall, so you don't have a whole lot to work with. They're right in Jody range of size to work with. So, and Howard says, oh, the K7, I sent him that. I want to see what he does with it. Yeah, that would be really cool. No, play the movie, lol, not mine. Oh, the got it, Generations. Trent says, I'd like to see you build the Executor Superstar Destroyer. Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in doing one of those large Star Wars ships. I'd want to do something with the paint scheme on it, because the way they appear on screen is very monochromatic, and I'm pretty sure the models weren't quite so monochromatic, but they wash out on screen, right? How about a Gunstar? That's from
The Last Starfighter.
Right. I don't know. We'll see. All right. We are caught up on chat, and thank you, Howard, for that super chat. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Might just pay for that burner airbrush I had to get. Sometimes people get burner phones. I had to get a burner airbrush.
When are you expecting that one to show up?
Tomorrow. Ordered it today, it arrives tomorrow.
Perfect.
So like I said, if I only get enough use out of it to get to do more coats of the gloss on the bottom side,
yep,
I'll be happy, because I can do that tomorrow. And then I can, because I'm not going to get the top decals done on this tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I can flip it over, as long as the decals are all dry and everything like that, and I'm careful. I can flip it over, and I can gloss coat the bottom, let it mostly set up for a couple hours, and then flip it back over. And then while the gloss coat is curing on the bottom, I can still be putting decals on the top. So let's see. We've got some more chat.
We do.
Ben says, I will be working on the 172 scale runabout with full interior and lighting sometime this year. That is very cool. I love being able to see the runabouts with some actual interiors in them. And Ricardo, right?
Yep, that's Ricardo.
Thanks, Bob. Ricardo says 4mm. That's 3.5mm extra space for Jody to add some extra detail to put some lights on it. What was 4mm? I'm not sure. The decal strip for the sensor band is only 1.97mm. So let's see. Jastor00 is here. Welcome to the live stream and says, we saw the Enterprise D sensor strips on the S2 episode, The Child, but they look very different. The Generations version is appropriate for your model, of course. Definitely canon. We saw the sensor band in The Child. Oh, you know what? Let me guess. It's probably where the camera panned up or panned down into 10 forward and Wesley was standing there, or somebody was standing there at 10 forward. I remember something about that, but welcome to the stream, Jastor. All right, let's see. We need to get decals down on this thing. So, do I have a strip pre-cut? No, it doesn't look like. Oh, I've got some offcuts that are going to fit in the next spot we have to do. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but I've got it all. I've got it in here.
Yep.
I need to fill this spot, and I do believe that the offcut from this piece here fits perfectly.
We can't see because your head's in the way, but
it fits perfectly in here.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure. You know what? I'm going to try. I'm just going to try something here. Please stand by while we complete your long distance call. To avoid
Ken says, I have questions. Does the runabout have nav lights? I believe they do.
Yep. And they've got red on one nacelle and green on the other. And I remember Jordan mixed up. Okay, position is what I'm looking for. Zoomy. Is it not going to let me? Is it not going to let me zoom?
Oh, it's wider.
That's wrong. That's also wrong.
That's another thing with that runabout kit. I find the phaser banks on the front they're hollow underneath. Still a little off.
Yeah. I don't know what I did. Is this off? Okay, let's switch to this view.
Yeah.
Let me close that camera. Let me bring that camera back in. Of course, some screens, if they're on the wrong screen, are too far away for me to be able to see.
Ken says, thanks. I had no clue if they did have nav lights.
Okay, let me try that again. It's misbehaving a little bit here. Here we go. Okay. Oh, it's still
a little bit wide.
Okay. Bear with us for one moment, please. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
And I'm frozen, right?
Looks
Camera's
like
frozen?
Yep.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm restarting my streaming software, and I did not save my settings. So hopefully it'll bring the right settings right back.
Jastor says, you nailed it. Yes, the pan to 10 forward.
All right. Let's see if this fixes the situation. Looks like the situation has been fixed. There we go.
Perfect.
Much better. All right. So what we're going to do I guess I'm not going to be able to zoom this in. So that's what I was going to try to do. I was going to try to zoom it in, but it seems like the software is not wanting to do that. So we will do our best here to allow you to see. So I've got the very, very narrow. I mean, I can't put it close because it's just not going to focus, right?
No, yeah.
But it's a very narrow strip. Again, just shy of 2 millimeters. We're going to dump that in the water. It's going to curl up like mad, but that's okay. And
I don't know if it matters or not, but you still have that white sheet on the back of your chair.
That's fine. It's just to help me focus my camera when I'm setting up. It's a placement guide for the motion picture miniatures Aztec masking.
Jastor says the 4-footer also had a dimensional sensor band inlay for what makes a third sensor style probably. Your decal is awesome. Adds great detail.
Okay. So I've pre-treated. Well, I've pre-soaked the area. I find that if it's going on into a nice wet surface, you get less bubbling, less air trapped, and less silvering.
Well, hopefully when you get to some of these other sensor bands, we'll be able to see a little bit better.
Hopefully, it's hard when it's on the side like this, right?
Yeah.
But don't worry.
And then you've got to line yourself up. So unfortunately, you're in the way. But it's more important that you get that in place than it is that we see you moving around, because unfortunately we can't zoom in close enough at this time.
So this cut piece here, this offcut piece here, was basically exactly the right size.
Nice.
It's always nice when that works out like that.
No kidding.
Then I've got a small piece. There's not much I can get in there. So I have a bit of cotton ball here that I can just dab in here.
Yep, kind of
remove
press into place and remove excess liquid.
Yep. And I'm dabbing it. I'm not
running it,
pulling it.
Yeah.
Because it will lose its placement if I do. And I'm just going to.
Is that decal sensor band stuff also going to be used along the secondary hull?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. There we go. That one's in place, and I guess maybe we'll do this while it's sitting here. So let's switch to the desk and grab the decal sheet.
Yeah, Trent says you should get some cheap makeup pointed Q-tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got some at the local pharmacy a few years back. I still have a number of them. Dirt cheap, but if you buy them from a hobby store, they're 5 times the cost.
Oh, I can imagine. I'm cutting this really close because I don't want much additional material.
Right. Yeah.
Causing me trouble in the placement.
That's always the downside about printing your own decals. That's the carrier film. So you got to cut them all really close. But the upside is you can make your own decals.
Yeah. And print extras.
Exactly.
So you don't run out.
want to change cameras for us?
Yep, I was just moving a garbage pail. So that'll go in the water. It'll curl up. And the nice thing is that the decal hides some of the imperfections, or smooths out some of the imperfections that are really hard to deal with.
That's always a nice thing.
Inside the sensor band. So just waiting for that decal to prep there in the water. I'm going to grab a sip of tea. And is there any new chat to catch up on?
No, just Trent had commented on the cheap makeup pointed Q-tips.
All right, I will star that comment so we know where we left off. Ugh. You know, this job is so much easier live streaming when you've got somebody producing for you.
Unfortunately, I with things the way they are right now with StreamYards, we're not allowed. I'm not able to do as much as I could before.
Yeah, but that's a work in progress. We'll get there.
Oh, eventually.
Sorry, I'm blocking the limited view you have.
That's okay. We can still see what you're doing. Ben's asking, anyone ever done their own hydro dipping? He says, I want to print the exact image on one of those giant spherical abstract paintings in the quarter set, but the inkjet printable sheets were out of stock. I've never done hydro dipping.
Neither have I. Looks really cool when people who know what they're doing do it.
Oh, it does, for sure. It's just these little touches that just add such a nice detail.
Yeah, I'll grab the I'll grab the mobile camera here.
Also, it's you're 40 minutes in. I don't know if you want to do an ad anytime soon.
Sure, we'll make YouTube happy and run one here in a moment after I get the decal on and in place.
And I see you're up to 3,017 subscribers.
Yes.
Just as a note, if anybody watching tonight is not subscribed, feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button to so you don't miss any new streams or I guess videos.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be coming close to the end of the Enterprise detail update here soon, so it'll be releasing in the next little bit.
Oh, interesting. Jester is saying to Ben that you could try getting it printed on canvas and then stretching it over a semi-sphere.
Interesting.
Next Wave Faith says, congratulations on your subscriber account.
Thank you. It's been a long road getting from there to here. The sensor band on the secondary hull is a bit tricky because the metal plate that's inside there isn't quite the right size.
Right.
It wasn't quite cut right, so it's been a bit of a deal getting that to be right.
Billy, well, it'll be nice when the the people start getting their second
version 2 kits.
Yeah, the version 2 kits. Hopefully that's a bit better.
So on this side, I've got to add a piece here because I've only stopped here. And what I'll do is I'll show you the difference between where there is decal and where there is no decal, and just the difference it makes. And then we'll run a commercial break.
And Ben is thanking Jastor for the idea. There we go.
So you can see there where the decal ends, and just the difference.
Oh yeah, night and day.
In the look of that sensor band. It's just a small detail, but it makes it look so much better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if it was just plain, it would just it actually draws attention to the eye, and looks like something is not right.
Yeah. So for those of you who are new here, what we do, if we don't control it ourselves, YouTube will just run ads whenever it feels like. So I've taken control of that so that we're only running basically 1 or 2 ads in a live stream. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, run the ad, make YouTube happy, and then we're going to come right back, and you will not miss a single thing. So let's hit the ad. And some of you may get an ad. Some of you may not get an ad. We'll see. I'm going to mute for a moment because I just need to blow my nose quickly. There we go.
Ken is commenting. He says, I have 3 navigation and strobe boards for the TOS timing up to the JJ prize. He says, we'll use one of the boards for the runabout for the nav lights. I pick up the boards from Tenna Controls.
Yeah, they've got some fairly inexpensive nav boards that just basically do those basic effects. And so if you're doing something that like if you're doing something that doesn't have a lot of need for effects, then those are great little boards to use. Jody says, ad blocker. Yeah, baby. All right. You know what? Let's take a break from those sensor band because it's really hard to see those. I need to turn this around the other way because of the cable. It's getting caught up on itself here.
You don't have any more decals soaking or anything?
Nope, not right now.
Okay, perfect.
So let's see what other decals we can put on this thing.
Well, there's all sorts on the top. There's there's a little red crescents at the end of each phaser array.
Yeah.
There's obviously the registration and the and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
There's some around the bridge area, I believe. Is there not?
Well, let's take a look at the top saucer and see what decals we can add tonight. So let me grab the decal sheets.
Ken was hit by the commercial break.
Oh. Hope you weren't hit too hard by it. Okay. Get those airbrushes out of the way. All right. I'm hitting buttons, but I'm not on the right screen here. So here are the decals. These decals are provided by Keith at Cosmic Scale Models, not to be confused with Cosmic. What's the other Cosmic's name?
There is.
Who's in the chat? What's his user? Cosmic Quest Hobbies.
Got it. Yeah.
So Cosmic Scale Models, not to be confused with Cosmic Quest Hobbies. So Keith at Cosmic Scale Models. So the artwork on these was done by Lou Del Maso at Aztec Dummy, and the decals were produced by Keith at Cosmic Scale Models. These are UV prints.
Nice.
and I have never used them before. So of course, I'm going to start by by cutting out the ones that are going on the model and sticking them on the model, right?
Oh, what better way?
Yeah, let's put these aside for a minute.
Ben's mentioning also the Shuttle Bay landing pad area registry.
Yep. Here are Keith's / Lou's escape pods. And let me get the other camera out here so you can see them up close and personal. And then you can see the difference between, so these are better than, also let me pull these out.
Jody was reminding us with unfortunately there's that delay, but he's Cosmic Quest. Yep.
Yeah.
Jester said my version 2 1650 kit arrived. No armature was included though. I think it's coming later.
Yeah. So the armatures, so the printed kits come from Hong Kong, come from a commercial printer in Hong Kong, and the armature comes from Helios themselves, and they come from Germany. So let's have a look at the various different escape pods, shall we? Since I'm pulling these out,
just to finish off what Jester said, he said, I'm very inspired by the hard work you've done on these models.
Oh, well, thank you. Let me show you.
Ooh.
With a bit of a better camera. Because I can zoom in on these here. So these are the escape pods printed by Keith.
Yep.
Okay. These are the escape pods printed by Helios.
Right.
These are the Helios ones are far too beige, and these ones are just missing the. Well, they sort of have that. Here, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Zoom out. Okay.
There you go.
So they sort of have the secondary color there. You can kind of see it in the corners. These sort of have a secondary color, but they are way too beige. Let's flip over to what I've done.
Much clearer.
So let's throw some of these side by side here. And which ones would you use?
Well, I personally would use the ones you did because you can actually read the numbers like crystal clear.
Yep. So those are the escape pods. So, but what I'm going to do, because I have all these escape pods, let me put the Helios decals away that I will never use because they are inkjet prints on decal paper, and they do not have white included. So let's grab the ye old test bed.
Handy to have.
Let's throw a decal, an escape pod decal down, and just make sure that the standard process works no problem. Because I don't mind scrapping a few escape pods here.
Yeah.
I don't need them.
That's right. Ben says all those escape pods, so small, so vulnerable. Jody says I just set up my entry forms for Wonderfest.
Very nice.
7. I only have 7 models to show.
Only? Only 7 models?
Jody, you're slacking. Obviously,
what are we doing?
yeah, obviously, I'm just kidding because Jody is a hard-working modeler, that's for sure.
Uh-huh. And I'm actually I'm gonna put this right over top of one of the other escape pods here because well, it just happens to be the area that's gloss coated on here right now.
Jester is asking, has anyone made series production style decals for the Helios 1650?
You mean like all the marking decals? I don't know, because most people are doing it as the Generations version, given that the Generations version is a nicer paint job.
Yes. Ricardo says, I beat you by 1, Jody. I'm taking 8. Ha ha ha. And I printed the forms yesterday.
Oh, sorry. The UV print is definitely a hefty decal. So the decal sheet, like the transfer film, is not very hefty, but the print is quite hefty. So well, that seems to have gone on without any problems.
A little bit of one-upmanship. Jody says, I have 10 packed. Some are just to show my friends.
All right. Well, I think that's a successful test lay. So let's see what we might want to start with. Let's just make sure I didn't get any water on my cutting mat here. Oh, look, I've still got some transfer attached here. I'll just remove that.
Well, it's handy to know you have some kicking around.
I got a whole roll of this stuff kicking around. Whole roll of it.
There you go.
Wanted to make sure I had enough. Never have too much. You don't want to risk misplacing down vinyl masks because you're skimping on using new transfer film.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so let's put those aside and grab these. We are not putting registries down tonight, so you can just cool your jets on that one. But let's have a quick gander over at some of the studio photos. Studio model photos, I should say, courtesy of Todd. And let's see, we could do those. Let's see.
There's the transport, transporter arrays near the back.
Yeah.
There's the ones in the front.
We have those right here.
Yeah.
So we could do those. Let's see what else we might want to do here. I don't have a Stream Deck button to switch back to desktop. Let's see. We've got these pieces here.
Yes, what are they, like an orangish red?
Yeah. Let's just identify a few more that we might want to put down. I'm not sure I want to do these until I've fully gloss coated the bottom.
Yeah, I would certainly wait.
Yeah, These are here. There's the transporter pads on the back here.
Yep.
We'll find a good reference shot of that. There's this piece on the back.
Right.
That could go down easily.
I guess I was mistaken. There's nothing near to the bridge then, is there? I thought there was, but apparently I don't know the ship that well.
So for this one though, I'm gonna have to do some surgery on it. I'm gonna have to place down the yellow stripes separately, and then place in the registry number separately.
Looks like some measuring is in order for that one.
Here's a good overview. There's not really a lot on the top of the saucer. So basically, we're dealing with, apart from the registry, and look at all the carrier film on here.
Oh, yeah.
Which I may, like when I place down the registry, I might do each individual letter separately. We'll see how that goes. Try to eliminate as much of the carrier film as possible.
Right.
I know a lot of it will disappear once the matte coat goes on, but I'll try to reduce that as much as possible. But we could put transporter emitters on, and we could potentially deal with this part back here. And we can get these on. Those would be nice and easy to do. Okay. Well, I think that's it for the top saucer.
That really shows how the escape pods there are just kind of willy-nilly with the numbers.
Yeah, they only did a handful of them, and they just keep repeating them, right? So, because even here, there's one here that I think is the same as this. 154 is here, and 154 is here. Like, they never expected anybody to be paying that close attention, right?
Yeah.
What am I doing? I am looking for. I'm going to close that window out. I'm going to open up Todd's photos of the secondary hull.
Just give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Let's pop these up on the screen. And we've got the front. We've got the thrusters there. Let's see. We've got the shuttle bay. We can do those. We could do the stripe on the back of the neck. We could do the pinstripes here, but where are the pinstripes there? Are those not part of the set? I do not see those. Huh. We might have to do those a different way. Of course, there's all the horseshoes around the phaser arrays. There's some little bips and boops in here. Let's see. Let's see. Captain Distractions here and says the only thing I don't love on the available decal sets are all seem to be too dark on the transporter panels. Quite possible. Quite possible. I am not seeing. Let me switch back here to these. I'm going to star that comment. I am not seeing the pinstripes that go on the back, on the strong back of the ship there. I've got 2 of these, and there's some of these, but none of these match what it should be. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about that. I would rather not paint those. You're back?
I'm back. I
So
just want to say, I see that we have like 28 people watching.
Yeah,
So
very cool.
Feel free to say something in chat and introduce yourself.
Yeah. So I'm just seeing that these pinstripes here.
Yeah.
On the strong back area. So we have this
right
on the decal sheet, but we don't seem to have those pinstripes. Which I find very strange.
That is odd.
So I'm going to have to figure out what we're going to do about that. Very strange. So I'm just looking through for more things we can do. Of course, we missed the horseshoes on the main phaser arrays.
Yes, we did. See, you've got a whole bunch of them, which is good to see.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can get started. So, let me pull up the main references we're going to use for the saucer and get those started. So, saucer details. There was a really good shot of the whole of the top, but I don't remember where that was. Hey, look. There's no horseshoes on these ones or these ones over here.
Yeah, I'm noticing that.
I wonder if they've come off. I will put them on anyway.
Yeah, it's either that or they didn't put them on for the motion picture, or not the motion picture.
Yeah.
The movie.
Yeah. And it looks like they may have included, let me switch back to here. It looks like they may have included some extras on the sheets, possibly
Good.
just in case you mess something up. So that's always nice. So how about we start with the easiest ones, these squares.
And I suppose if you did want to check to see if those phaser horseshoe things came off, you could always look at the rest of the photos and see if any of the others still have any.
So ones on the tail fin of the secondary hull have them.
Okay.
And some of them that are there are partially worn off.
Well, that's a good indicator. Then they probably just came off.
Yeah. Okay, so I have this cut. And let's just find a better photo of okay. So big part on the slope, little part on the bottom, and it's in the middle of, you can't see what I'm talking about.
Okay. There we go.
Big part up here, a little part on the main saucer surface, and it's in the middle of this paint detail here. So let's get this tiny thing into the water. I'm going to switch over to this view here. And don't mind the red in the conference room. Those are silicone inserts for masking so that nothing gets onto the conference room windows that don't belong there.
I noticed that earlier. I didn't say anything, but I had kind of noticed there was a red tinge there.
Okay. Get some water down. Okay. Big part towards the bridge. Let's remember that. Big part towards the bridge.
Captain Distraction says, in a screenshot of the generations, the horseshoe seems to be missing on the upper arrays, just as seen in your reference photos as well. I'm adding them to mine, not sure why they were missing.
So my decal has just warped into non-existence.
Oh.
It's got to be somewhere.
Like with the carrier film as well? Or
Yeah.
sorry, with the backer as well?
With the backing.
I see a couple white squares on the ground, but I think they are too large to be that decal.
Okay. Is there anything sitting on the model? Yes.
There you got it. It was just on the edge of where your face cam was, so we couldn't really see it that well. And so did Cosmic make the other set of registry numbers that you needed?
Yep.
Nice.
So Lou did the artwork again, and Keith printed it.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, so for those of you watching who don't know, of the two ships, one is the Enterprise and one is named something else for due to what the client wanted.
Yeah, it's called the Userful. It's a company name. Here we go. Is that really in the right place? Okay, I think it's where I want it now. There we go.
Nice.
One detail down. Countless to go.
Well, you say countless, but if you consider, how many there actually are compared to how many, escape pods and stuff, it's not that bad.
It was 406 escape pods. I know I counted.
And then there was all the window masking you did.
Yeah, I don't remember how many windows there are. I did count, but I don't remember. All right, so we've got another one in there, in the water, getting prepared. I'm just going to start Captain Distraction's comment there, so we remember that it was...
And again, those of you joining us in the middle of the stream here, feel free to subscribe and hit that like button and all that good stuff if you're enjoying what you see here. And if you're going to be at Wonderfest this year, you'll have a chance to see one of these ships for sure.
It looks like it'll just be the one that's going. There's some seam work I found that has to be addressed on the second one, so unfortunately it will not be ready for Wonderfest.
Jody says, I was wondering why my feet are wet.
Let's see. What am I checking here again?
Where these decals go?
Nope. Okay, that should be ready to go.
Denny is here. He says, I wonder how long the Enterprise J would be at the at 1350.
This ship at 1350 would be massive.
Jody says his feet would be wet, are wet because we're in the middle of the stream.
Sorry, what was that?
Jody's saying his feet are wet because we're in the middle of a stream.
Oh, got it. Nudging this a little bit so it's in the exact right spot where I want it. Now, remind me, because I always get them confused. Microsol and microset, which one is which?
One is blue, one is red. You'd usually use the blue one first and then end up with the red one.
So the red one is to meld it in, right?
Yeah.
Does it help deal with the carrier film?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, it'll help if it settles in. It can help get, make sure there's no air under there to help prevent silvering.
Well, the thing with the Federation starships is that there's such a clean, smooth surface. There's not much like crevices and stuff for the decal to have to mold into.
Yeah.
Sorry, which one is the one you use after?
The red bottle. I believe that's the Sol. I think that's the microsol. I think it's set and Sol.
Sol, yeah.
Yeah, so it's set then Sol.
Because I want to throw some on these because it's got that the L-shaped. So it's got the curve and then it's got the flat. So it's got the almost 90-degree angle there. It's got to settle into.
And based on Jody's joke about being in the middle of stream, Ben says, waka waka. Sorry, I can't do a good Fozzie Bear.
Neither can I. So I'm not using it on most of these, but where it has a weird angle or something like that, I want to throw a little bit on.
Yeah. And then you can come back and look at it. If it looks like it needs it again later, you can add another. Just don't overdo it. Okay.
First set of detail decals other than the escape pods are on.
Nice.
All right. We might as well deal with the phasers. Oh. There we go.
I mean, if you really, I don't think you want to do it tonight on the stream, but there's also, for top decals is the top of the nacelles as well.
Yes, there is. Yeah, I'm aware of those. We'll see what we want to do. And actually, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break because it is getting to be that time of the stream again. I'm also going to take a quick bio break myself. So I'm going to throw up. Wait. I'm not going to throw up. Don't worry. I'm going to pop up some of this footage.
All right, I'm gonna go get
While
some
I'm
water
off,
then.
do a quick bio break and a quick commercial break. So bear with us. We'll be back in just a couple moments. And I'm back. Looks like we might have lost a couple people during that commercial break.
It does look like we lost about a good 8 people.
Oh, well. I'm sure they'll be back. I'm sure they're just off doing their own bio break, taking a washroom break, grabbing a quick snack or a tea, Earl Grey hot or something like that, and they'll be right back, right?
Denny says, do you use any clear coats to protect the paint and decals?
Yeah, so the model gets gloss clear coat in preparation for putting the models down. That's why it's so shiny right now. And then afterwards, it will get a matte coat to seal everything off at the end. So all the decals will be buried under some layers of varnish on it. So yes, definitely.
And Jody says, decals make me want to throw up as well.
Really? Thought that's supposed to be Zip Kicker.
That's Todd.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to this one. And let's throw these horseshoes in.
I'm just thinking about that airbrush you're getting tomorrow. A lot of times those cheaper ones can last a long time if it's, if you're, lucky
Like
and good enough with it.
$25 or something like that, silly like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's Canadian, so it's like $5 US. I don't expect it to last very long. It, like I said, it's a burner as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
You probably want to see what I'm working on here, don't you?
Yeah, it would be nice. Trent is asking, when are you going to put on the registry?
I'm going to have to do some serious work with that because the client has requested that if I can, I cut each one out individually. So I'm going to need to create a jig, essentially, so that I've got I'll probably cut something out of vinyl that I can lay down to give me a guide for exactly where to place the decals.
Captain Distraction is asking, did you clear coat the decals from Cosmic prior to the use?
No, don't need to. They're a UV print. They're not an inkjet. You only have to clear coat aftermarket decals if they are an inkjet print.
He says, bueno.
Oh, bueno. I thought he said well.
No.
I was waiting for the next part of it.
He said, found that out the hard way doing a refit. Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So same situation with laser printed decals. You don't have to coat them ahead of time. You don't have to clear coat them before. These really don't like coming off the carrier film. I mean, they don't like coming off the backing. I might need to warm up the water.
Warm water usually does help a bit.
There we go.
Like I said, whenever you're doing these things, I always feel like I got to hold my breath too. Moved.
No, I just wasn't fully happy with the placement. I want them. I think I want it a little bit further away.
Okay.
From the end.
I know we were talking about it on a previous stream. I think it was last stream when you were drinking coffee about Janeway's mug.
Yeah.
I was looking into that. They don't. It was an actual mug made by, I want to say, a car company as a promo. They don't make them any. They don't make them anymore. But it's basically a brushed aluminum or steel-looking travel type mug without a lid and a black plastic handle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see anybody who makes them. Even as a thing, you can buy the Voyager like ceramic mugs where it just has like Janeway's saying about coffee or just a picture of Janeway or Voyager or that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've never been into the the stuff that they've made that doesn't look like anything on the show.
Yeah.
The merch, I've never been a fan of the merch. I'm going to mute. I'm just going to quickly refresh that water. So I'll be.
Okay. So, everybody who is here tonight, how many of you are going to Wonderfest? Be kind of nice to know. That's cool, Ben.
Okay, I'm back.
See some floating hearts there in chat. Ben says the only merch I like that's not an O next to from the show are the Stargate coasters. I was asking who's going to Wonderfest, and Jody and his wife are going. Ben's going. Ricardo's going. Donnie's here. Hey, Donnie. And he says, I'll be there.
Welcome, Donnie.
Yes, welcome to the stream.
You got here just in time to see me lose a decal.
Well, you said they gave you spares.
Oh, found it. It was on my cutting mat. It's just so small I couldn't see it. I had placed it down while I refreshed the water. Let's see.
Ben says, gonna try to make Wonderfest being been having some foot pain, but gotta go see the doctor next week, so I'll see. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ben. I hope you're feeling better soon.
It's over there.
It's over there.
And Captain Distraction says, I have a wedding to attend that weekend, unfortunately. I'd love to corner a bunch of folk. Also, that darn wood block. Yeah. The wood block will be at Wonderfest. So.
The wood block.
Okay. Let's see if the warm water helps with these decals. If anybody's wondering what he's referring to, he's referring to this wood block, which is cut exactly to the shape of the pylons to bend a metal strip, and I forgot to get the size. I didn't think to get the size. I was supposed to get the size of the metal strip, but
yes, so people can bring their own metal strip.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to make use of that piece to shape your pylon supports for a 650 scale Enterprise D,
will you need to bring a hammer for it?
You don't really need a hammer,
or a rubber mallet or anything.
No, but it's ideal if the piece of if the steel strip is longer than you need, because you need it to go. Well, where's the block here again? Let's say that this paint stick is the steel. So if you've only got it as long as you need it, bending the short piece back into shape is going to be a lot harder than bending a longer piece back into shape. So you want a metal strip that's longer than what you need. It's also helpful to have a piece of copper pipe, because you're not going to be able to fully get those ends in. I've got a decal in here I should pay attention to. Because it's metal, those ends will spring back. And so you want to then take like a metal pipe, like a copper pipe or something like that, and then overbend it, and then use the wood piece to refine that.
Jody says clamps. And unfortunately, Denis won't be going this year to Wonderfest. He has eye surgery at the same time.
Well, that's too
unfortunate. Bad. Yeah.
There we go. That one's down.
Nice.
And then we'll do the 2 phaser strips on the back here, and then we will add the transporter emitters.
And then after that, I mean, the only thing that would be left would be the registry and name
on the top. So, there's the shuttle bay.
Oh, right. Yep. All right. Captain Distraction said, I did some analysis and 0.75 inches wide by 0.06 inch or 7/64 in musician measurements is pretty good for this. He says 0.80 inch is likely the maximum without lots of grinding. The existing trench for 0.098 inches.
Yeah. The
metric system.
If you are putting the steel strip in, then yeah. If you are putting the steel strip in, to support the pylons, you will need to actually for it to be proper support, you're going to need to open up a wider trench.
And we can't see what you're doing.
You can't see that, no. So it's the strip I used is about 1 inch wide. It's the thickness I can't remember because it can only be so thick because the pylon is only so thick. But it's basically it's right at the surface here. It's just covered with all the paint and stuff like that. But in order to support it properly, given how the thickness that it needs to be, you probably need about 1 inch wide in order to do that. So while that decal is soaking, I'm going to cut this next one out. Make good use of my time.
No problem, Captain Distraction. Sorry to make you read all that. He said, my engineering buddies really recommended putting the steel in.
Yep.
And that's why I'm looking forward to the...
Well, let me pull up a picture. I can probably pull up a picture while that's soaking.
I'm really looking forward to the 350 Excelsior because that has the proper pylon suspension.
Yeah. It's got some support.
It does.
Update 3. Let's try update 4. I'm not sure which update I worked on the. I worked on the. On the support. I'm just checking that here. I'm up update 4. Let's try update 5, and then I got to check that decal. It's loading. Apparently, I took a lot of photos during that update. Oh, because I was working on the conference room that update. So lots of pictures of the conference room. All right, I will check back with that once I've.
Pardon me.
Placed down this decal. Ooh.
I don't know if you want to change your camera again for us. Jastor is asking, did you use steel for the weight to help give it some balance? I was considering aluminum for mine.
I used steel because at the thickness that or the thinness really it needs to be, I wanted the extra support of the steel because the aluminum only has so much strength to it.
And Will's workshop is here.
Welcome,
Will.
Will.
He says, "Hi, Andrew. Hi, Andrew. Woken by the cat who brought in a mouse. Worse than Wayne's dogs."
Lovely. Yeah,
Jody's asking, how thick are the pylons?
I could tell you, but I'd have to find my caliper, which I think should be in this box. It is in this box.
Captain Distraction says they took weights of the nacelles, the center and the thickness measurements, and it's very strong as is, but still 30 times stronger with steel, and heat/time won't move it. Without a couple of millimeter, it's possible to droop. He says,
so it's
0.2 inches.
So the pylon itself is about 6 millimeters thick. But you have to keep some of the pylon there. You can't just get rid of all of it. Yeah, I don't know where my spare steel strip is, but once I find it, I will take measurements of it so that so I can tell you what thickness of steel strip I used, but I used about an inch wide, but I just can't tell you how thick it is, but it's less than 6 millimeters.
If you're in Discord, feel free to maybe send Andrew a message in Discord throughout the week to remind him to look for that bits of steel.
To be fair, though, I may not find it until after Wonderfest when I clean up the shop. Because I have no idea where that got to. Could be anywhere. The one thing about these decals is that the reds are a little bit dark. I don't know if that's Lou's color choice in doing the artwork, or if that is a factor of the UV printer.
Well, if the entire nacelle is 6 inches thick, how much of that do you think is actually still resin?
As little as I could get away with.
So like a couple millimeters?
Yeah, there are a couple spots where I broke through by accident.
Okay, so maybe even down to 1 millimeter.
Wait, do you see the model right now?
Yes, we do. Yep.
Okay.
It's just thinking if you could, and then just take your calipers after and just kind of measure roughly the width of how wide it would be. Just right there on the model, how wide of a strip of steel they would need.
Oh, I used about 1 inch.
Okay.
1 inch steel strip, but it's the thickness you really have to.
Right. So at least a 4 mil thickness to maybe even a 5 mil thickness. And then for length, you could just take, I don't know if you have a tape measure there, and just measure the how it is on the wood.
No, you actually need longer anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, measure on the wood so you know the how wide or how long the piece needs to be, and then add another whatever 10 centimeters or whatever 20 centimeters to each end.
honestly, you want to get a decently long, like a decently long piece, because you want the leverage action on the sides, because it
Right.
is, without a significant amount extra on each end, it is very difficult to shape it.
Right. Just trying to give people who are coming to the show with a strip of steel the best idea of what they need to buy before they get there.
All right. I'm going to cut the next one out, and I'm going to look again for the picture. Oh,
Jody says at least a 2-foot piece.
Oh, probably more. Probably looking at a 3 to 4 foot long piece, ideally. And expect to have some waste. You need the waste in order to get it shaped properly.
So your Ben's build says if it's 4 millimeter, I'd imagine most people can use a 1/8 thick piece of steel for their support. Well, there we go. There we have it in inches. Jody said, and clamps might be helpful, or clamps will be helpful.
Not really. And again, the reason being is that once you bend it around the block, you then have to use a metal pipe on the bend. So basically, like, you put it on the floor, you step on the metal, you step on the metal pipe, and you pull. Again, that's why you need that leverage. You pull it in further on both sides, and then you test it against the block, and you work that bend until it sits perfectly into that shape. So there's not really any clamps necessary. Now, you need clamps when you install it into the pylons, for sure. Definitely need clamps for installing into the pylons. All right, update number 6. Let's take a look. No, it wasn't number 6. Let's try update number 7.
Captain Distraction said, for those south of the border, McMaster Car has a lot of those steel and aluminum options affordably in 36-inch local box stores.
Yeah.
Had stuff too thick. Have to run. Good luck, and thanks for all the help. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Just a reminder too that an aluminum disc inside the saucer is also necessary. So this is the aluminum discs I used inside. Just found that in update number 7, but still looking for the armature, and I think I might have found it. So I found my pictures from when I was working on the armature. So this is where I was here. I'm gonna just hide my face for a minute, just so that you can see everything on here. So this is where I was cleaning out the trench for the steel strip, and you can see how it gets pretty thin in there. There's the trench pretty much fully cleared out. There's not much left to do there. There's the steel piece being clamped. There's your clamps, Jody. There's your clamps. That's where you really need the clamps. And that's epoxied in place. And that is the steel strip. Of course, the steel strip was also treated with, what's it called? It's that special paint It's that special brown paint for sealing the steel.
And the antioxidation
Yeah,
stuff.
I can't find my can of it here. It must be somewhere else, but yeah, so it's a special paint that you need to seal it with. But that's the steel.
Like a metal primer paint,
Yeah.
really.
Oh, that's not supports, but you can see the support in there. There it is again. But you definitely need to go further than this, so that you can actually get it bent to the right shape, and then you need to be able to chop it off. I left some of it above so that would go into the nacelle.
Kind of like on the other end.
Yeah, and then had to be puttied over. This is some of the really rough putty work. So that is an aluminum piece that I tried, but the aluminum just does not have the strength of the steel.
Go ahead.
That shows you how on this aluminum piece, even on the aluminum piece, I had to take it up a fair bit above the top of the nacelles to get it to bend. And I think I took it even a little bit further with the steel piece. Oh, wait, no, this is the steel piece. This is the steel piece pre-oxide paint. Pretty sure. So yeah, so that's about how far I took it up. And there's the two of them.
Nice.
So of course, I had to do this 2 times.
Ben says, is that aluminum disc you made because the version 1 list had those printed resin beams you decided not to use?
Yeah, so I think I might. I have a decal in the. No, yes, I have a decal in the water. So it version 1 had no metal support in the. It came completely off. So I'm just trying to decide which side is up there, because it's separate. I left it in so long it's separated from the backing film in the water.
And Buck is here. He says, howdy all.
Hey, Buck, how's it
coming
going?
in for air from the building to say what's up.
Welcome. We're putting decals on with 11 days, 1 hour, and 8 minutes left till I leave for Winterfest.
And with all that talking that you did and forgot about the decal, Jody says that's why you call him Captain Distraction. He got you.
All right. Yeah, because I got talking about the or looking at the pictures of the metal strips too much.
Yeah, good to see you made it, Buck.
We were talking about a buck earlier, but not that buck.
Oh,
we were talking about a
wooden buck
for bending the steel inside the pylons. All right, we'll get that one in there. And while that's soaking, I guess I'm going to prep the front, or cut out the front transporter emitters.
And also, folks, don't forget to hit the like button if you're enjoying what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm. It's too bad that the UV printer can't also print the carrier film.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
Just put down a layer of carrier film where the print's going to be, and then print on top of it. That would be cool. That would be worth having.
Well, even better would be a layer of carrier film over top. Would be
Over
better.
top?
Yep. Like regular commercial decals, because then the carrier film can be removed.
Oh, got it. All right, I'm going to check that decal. I know these are not the most exciting decals for live stream, but they're the decals we have. Am I on the right? Yeah, I'm on the right screen.
Yep. Howard said these are not the decals you're looking for.
Sorry, the corner on that one that came off in the water is just wrapped around, so I'm just trying to fix that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
Thing is, did they give you any spares?
I don't know. Well, let's see. How many more do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Need 14 more. And
Did you count the phaser ring on the lower hole?
15, 16 more. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. You know what? There's loads extra.
Oh, that's good.
Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Howard says, sorry, I'm talking too much. I'll be quiet.
What?
And Buck says, Howard, you're making too much noise.
Howard's been pretty quiet tonight in the chat, or at least the last little bit.
Yeah, he was. I was just thinking about that too. I was like, oh, I haven't heard from Howard in a while, and now he's back.
He made all that splash and dash earlier. See what I did there? Splash and dash.
I see that.
Okay, we'll get this replacement in the water. Yeah, they've definitely added more than we need. So
yeah, that's always good. Especially on a small detail like that.
yeah,
It's easy to have issues with.
well, and because I've got the custom registry.
Yep.
When it comes to the enterprise version, I have spare names and registries.
Okay.
And then Keith printed 2 of everything on the custom name and registry, so I've got spares there as well
Nice.
in case anything goes wrong.
Would you look at using his decals for the Excelsior or / Enterprise B?
I don't know yet.
If he does the set.
I don't think he's planning on doing a set. Probably depends on who builds the kit.
And you need to change cameras.
Oh, sorry.
And Will says, "Don't forget about the decal in the water this time."
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it this time.
Howard says, "I'm trying to make a 2CV intro."
I'm assuming a 2CV is a model of some sort.
Isn't that the one of the car ones that he's doing the build parts work for? He'll let us know.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's head back to the studio model photos. And get our best picture of the placement of those transporter emitters on the front. There are some options, but I just want the best one I can get. Let's go all the way to the end, see if I can find a clearer, because there's a lot of light glare and stuff. Oh, well, yeah, I've seen that one.
Howard says, yes, it's the Agora models for your eyes only car, James Bond car.
For your eyes only, do 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 do. Just want a nice clear top down. Oh wait, I'm curious.
See, to me, it always looks like there's a dark spot right behind that conference room.
So there's none of these on the bottom, so we have extras of that. Okay. Yeah, the shadow there.
See, to me that looks like it's a lot more than a shadow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maybe. But I'm going to assume it's a shadow. Okay. Let's throw the first one in, the water. Let's get the brush. Let's switch the camera over first.
Howard's asking, wait, did those 2 windows on the studio model have an angled look in the center?
Which 2? There's lots of them.
He says, yeah, wait, did those 2 windows on the studio model have an angled look in the center?
Yes. I have to know which 2 windows he was talking about.
I think there's a few that have kind of that angled cut on them.
So we're going to have to do our best guesstimation on the placement of the first one. And then however we place the first one is how we're going to match up the second one to that.
Oh, he's saying the very front windows in the first ring.
Oh, the two center ones here are angled, shorter and angled. Okay, so we are corner here, bisecting that, so roughly right there. That looks about right to me. And so we will match the other one to that.
And if anyone begs to differ, let us know why, and we'll take a look.
It moved.
Yep. Howard says, interesting. I never knew the EM version doesn't have that.
The EM version.
And he says, okay, now I will go silent.
You can talk all you want. It's great for YouTube engagement.
Well, that's very true. It's just adding more and more details, looking better and better.
Yep. It just brings it all together, doesn't it?
Okay, so yeah, it does. Howard says EM, Eagle Moss.
Okay.
Yeah, Eagle Moss. That fan home took over.
Yeah, I wouldn't rely on that for accuracy.
Yeah, I believe Todd and Jordan have both mentioned there are some inconsistencies.
Okay, I'm eyeballing it.
And just so you know, you are 6 minutes past the hour.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's see here. That's looking pretty good. Just going to nudge. Corner up slightly. How does that look for you?
I think it looks good. One thing that makes it look weird to the eye, though, is that the Aztec pattern's not exactly the same under each one.
Yeah.
So you got to concentrate a little bit harder. Jody says they should have built a set piece for somewhere inside the next section, like at the front. with a triangular shaped room. What's supposed to be in there?
Yeah. I don't think that there's like a lot of. I don't think it's intended that there's a lot of crew members in the secondary hall at any given time, because there's only enough escape pods for 44 people. No, sorry, for 88 people.
On the top?
No, there's only enough escape pods in the secondary hall
Oh, the secondary hall.
for 88 people.
Right.
So my guess is that they're not. And you got to wonder, how do the guys working in here, in that room that's in here, so I guess it's in the back, how do those guys access escape pods?
Very good question.
They'd probably have to have a emergency transporter of some sort.
Yeah.
All right, so I think what we're going to do is put those back transporter emitters on, and then we're going to call that. But my question is,
Ben had said the banquet room in Troy's prearranged wedding episode has windows that look like they're in the neck.
really? I want to get a good look at those.
I Dream of Tiki says they go down with the ship. The people who work in the nacelles.
Mm-hmm. So here's my quandary. I've got these kind.
Yeah.
But I've got a couple of these more narrow ones, and I'm not sure where those narrow ones are supposed to go. They're about the same length, they're just more narrow. But I'm thinking those are the wider ones. Like this one, oh, you can't see. I'm thinking that they're the wider ones. Like this one for sure looks like it might be be wider, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a smaller one.
So I think that's what I'm going to go with. But actually, you know what? I'm going to have to leave that for another time, I think. I think I'm going to have to call it there, because it's already 10 after 11. It's already 10 after 11 o'clock, and I have to work in the morning.
And you're in the future for me.
So give me one moment. Let me see if there's anybody, because Jody's not streaming after me tonight. So let me see if there's anybody streaming tonight that we can kind of crash their stream with viewers.
I saw Ken was on earlier today.
Oh, Epic?
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
But that was like well before your show started. Then again, he is 3 hours earlier than, later than, earlier than you are.
Where do I do that again? Oh, I have to do it in a live stream. Right.
Ken says, great show, Andrew. Donnie says, but I actually got to watch your stream tonight. You can't go yet.
let me see here. I'm going to have to mute.
It says Epic is working right now.
Yeah.
There's Voyager model, 2 people watching.
I'm just not able to see it for some reason. Is there no? If there's no subscribe button, it must mean that I am already subscribed. One moment, please. Please stand by while we complete your long distance call. So I am subscribed. It's just not seeing. Oh, let me see if I can search. How do you spell it? How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
Epic?
Y. It's there. There's a Y in it.
Yeah, EPYC.
Still not finding it. Okay, found it. Redirect privilege is needed. Ask. Okay, he doesn't have redirect. Oh well, we tried. But if you want, you can go over there yourself and say that we sent you over. But tried to kind of raid somebody. But
I actually have admin rights on his YouTube.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for spending some time here with us tonight. We got some decals down, and that's coming along nicely. I think that the decals, just those markings, are just kind of bringing the whole thing to life. The escape pods, the few decals, especially those transporter emitters up front, that kind of stuff's just bringing it to life. So I'm excited to be done this very soon and to have a completed 650 Enterprise D at Wonderfest this year instead of a work in progress this year. So thank you everyone for being here. If you haven't done so yet, if you're new to my channel or you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button. You can help me help that number move up a little bit. But for now, my name is Andrew. Your producer tonight has been Ken. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.